Hi, this is Natalie at Motorcycle Tools to Spain. I've put together the promised video series in bite-sized chunks for Spanish words and phrases that I think you may find helpful for when you're on tour or visiting Spain. If you are touring with Ollie or me, we've got you covered. We both speak Spanish, but should you be travelling alone or maybe you just want to learn a little bit of this beautiful language, then carry on listening. So we'll start with you and kind words on this one. So we'll do these two sections here. And we start with my name is. So me llamo. When you see two L's together like that in Spanish, it's a y sound. And it's not mi llamo, it's me llamo, me llamo, me llamo Natalie. I'm called Natalie, or my name is Natalie. Thank you. Gracias. I know an awful lot of people will know that one, and also please, por favor. I expect you've heard that on TV or on holiday. So you've got me llamo, I am Natalie. Thank you, gracias. Please, por favor. In Spanish, you pronounce every single letter in a word. It's very phonetic. It's easier than English. What you see is what you say. There are only a couple of letters that you don't pronounce. One is the H at the beginning of a word. We'll come to that later on down here with hello. But mostly you pronounce every single sound. So you would say por favor. And then we have who. Quien. A Q-U-I together like that sounds like qui. It's not a qui like it is in English. It's a hard qui. So qui. The I being an E sound, quien, put them together. I've written that out as a sounds like there to help you remember that and to understand the pronunciation. So quien, who. Then if you want to tell somebody where you're from, if they're asking you, where are you from? They'll say, ¿de dónde eres? You will say, soy de Inglaterra, if you're from England, Irlandia, if you're from Ireland, Escocia, from Scotland, and Gales, from Wales. I've written that one down at the end there because it does look like Gales. But as I say, the Spanish pronounce every sound, so it's Gales, Gales. Sounds like Gales, Gales. So I'm from England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. Soy de Inglaterra, soy de Irlandia, soy de Escocia, soy de Gales. That's you. So then we'll come on to what I've called kind words, because I'm not really sure what to call this section, but that makes sense to me. Kind words, so things that you would say in polite conversation or off the cuff. So you knock into somebody on the street in Potes, because it's very busy, and you bump shoulders with somebody. You'd say, oh, perdón. Literally means pardon me, but they use it as a knock, perdón. You can also say it if you haven't heard what somebody has said, you can say perdón, but it means the same thing. Excuse me, sorry, similar idea as a sorry, didn't hear you, perdón, excuse me, perdón. And you will get a perdón back and a smile, or you will get de nada. De nada I've put down here at the bottom. De nada. It just means you're welcome, or it's nothing, or don't worry. It literally means it's nothing, de nada, but you can use it for you're welcome. So if somebody says thank you, you can say de nada, or if they knock into you and say perdón, you can say de nada, it's nothing, or don't worry, de nada. Then you have tomorrow. A lot of people know mañana because of the mañana syndrome of the Spanish. I'll get it done tomorrow, that'll do, mañana. So a lot of people know this word, tomorrow. Hello is fairly simple, that's hola. That's an easy one to remember, hola. Goodbye, adios. Then you have this phrase, hasta luego, the inner Arnie in you. It's a really, really useful one to know because it means so much. It can mean goodbye, see you, cheers, see you tomorrow, see you next week, until I see you again. So it literally means hasta luego, until later. But you can use it for any of these goodbyes. So somebody says to you, hasta luego, you can say hasta luego back, or you can say adios if you prefer. You could also say hasta mañana. If you know you're seeing them in the morning, tomorrow, until tomorrow, you can say until hasta mañana, until tomorrow. So you see somebody in the morning and you say buenos dias. Now, buenos dias isn't literally the morning in English. It is translated as good morning, but it actually takes you up until about 2 p.m. or until you've had your lunch. And then it becomes buenas tardes, good afternoon. So buenos dias takes you up until about 2, and then after that you have buenas tardes, which is good afternoon, but it's also good evening, because again it takes you up much later till about 10 o'clock. Our afternoon in England probably ends about 5 or 6 o'clock, and then you go into evening. But because they eat so much later in Spain, afternoon actually goes up until they eat at around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and then it becomes buenas noches. But you wouldn't say buenas noches, because you would only really use that when you're leaving. The typical salutation after 7 or 8 o'clock is still buenas tardes or just hola. Buenas noches is as you're leaving, past 10 o'clock, you're going to bed, you're not going to see anybody again, and then you can say, buenas noches, sounding out all those sounds in there. Good night. Can you help me, please? This is quite a long sentence, so I'll break it down. You could just remember this word if you like. This word here is very important. If ever you're stuck anywhere, ayuda. Ayuda, it says ayudar because it's in that sentence, but as a word on its own, it's ayuda. If you need help, if you're stuck, if you're not sure where you are, if your bike's broken down for whatever reason, ayuda is help, and ayúdame, help me. But in this sentence here, I've put it as a polite sentence. ¿Me puedes ayudar, por favor? Could you help me, please? It's a good one to know if you haven't got this sheet with you and you can't remember that sentence, just remember ayuda. You're welcome. We mentioned this a little bit earlier. So you're welcome covers it's nothing. De nada covers you're welcome. It's nothing. Don't worry. De nada. So that's you and some kind words there. I'll cover the rest of this sheet in another video. If there's anything that you would like me to cover and you can't see here, just drop me a comment below, like and subscribe, and I will get back to you. And that's it for now. This is Natalie, Motorcycle Tours to Spain, signing off. Hasta luego.